find me in my kitchen. A little bit of change of scenery for once. But today I thought I would do a little bit of a taste test, because last year I grew these. So this is my squash basket. So this is a spaghetti squash. I've already tried this one, loved it. Will definitely be growing again this year. But these two are called mashed potato squash. Even that name itself is just so exciting. So they look like this. It's a cute little, it's like the little acorn squash shape. Very, very cute. Very, very cute. So I've only got two. I did have, I think, a total of 4 on the vine, but they either got eaten by bugs or they just didn't end up growing very well and didn't just rotted. But nevertheless, I got 2. I'm more than happy for that, because like I said, I've never tried it. I might not like it. I mean, I could give it to friends and family if I didn't like it, but I'd rather it not go to waste. So what I'm most excited about this is the fact that it's meant to taste like a less starchier mashed potato. And if there's anything to know about me, is I'm a huge mashed potato lover. And especially during this pregnancy, it has been my #1 craving. Like first trimester, I couldn't eat anything other than mashed potato. And that was actually one of the reasons why it's taken me so long to try it. Because I was so sick in my first trimester. And I just didn't want to risk like cooking it up, not liking it, and then it going to waste. And it not being like a proper verdict whether I actually liked it or not. But fingers crossed, today is the day. I hope I cook it well enough that it tastes absolutely incredible. And then we'll know whether this is one of the squashes that I grow this year. Which one should I go with? This one's a little bit smaller, but I kind of like the shape better of this one. Go with this one. So to start off, I am preheating my oven at 200 degrees. I'm using this size pan, so then we can do 2 halves on each side. To start, we're going to cut it in half, and then we're going to remove the seeds. Now be very careful using a sharp knife with these ones, because you don't want to risk catching yourself. And squash generally seems to be a bit more on the trickier side to cut, because they're a lot more harder. And there we go, that's what it looks like inside. So we're just going to remove the seeds. Yeah. Now I'm just pouring in a little bit of oil into the pan. Face down, you want to pop each half of the squash in the pan. A little bit of wiggle in the oil. Now I am being a little bit extra with this recipe, so I'm adding a whole clove of garlic to the middle with a little bit of oil. And in the oven it goes. Like that, we are back. I finished making the dish. So as you saw, I put in the roasted garlic, which precaution, don't be stupid like me and not wait for the garlic to cool down, because it will burn your fingers. Mental note of that for next time. Yeah, so I put the roasted garlic in with the butter, and then I also got my fresh chives from the garden, which is my first harvest of this year, which I'm so excited about. So excited about. I love using chives in the kitchen. But anyway, so I've done that and I've added in a bit of cheese. Consistency wise, so far it is a little watery, which compared to normal mashed potato isn't quite. So definitely don't think about putting any liquids, like any milk or anything that you would normally do in like a mashed potato. It's got a little bit of the goopiness of like mashed potato. Right, let's give it a try. Do you know what I like it? That's what it reminds me of. If anyone has had mashed Swede, that is kind of like the consistency of it, which can be very hit or miss. It's not a bad thing. Like I said, it's not a bad thing if you like that kind of consistency, or even if you had just normal mashed butternut squash, then you'll enjoy it. It's not quite the fluffy consistency of mashed potato. It is a little bit more watery, which you probably could reduce it a bit more, but I would probably say if you were to put that in a small dish, top it with cheese, and then put it back in the oven for about maybe 10 minutes. It might absorb a lot more of the moisture to make it a little bit more, possibly a bit more thicker. So I'd probably recommend giving it a try if you want to do it, but it is a change of consistency. And the flavour's lovely. It's got a little bit of sweetness, like almost like a sweet potato. Will I grow it and eat it again? Do you know what? Yeah. Yeah, I would. But would I have it as like a mashed potato? Probably not. Probably not. It tasted great with the garlic and the chives and the cheese, but yeah, not my favourite of consistencies personally. Yeah, the consistency is still very squash-like. As you can see, it's quite stringy. It's definitely a lot softer than most squashes, but still quite stringy. If you've had squash, you know what I'm on about. But yeah, if I was to use it again, I would probably use it like I would do with a normal, like a butternut squash, or actually what I ended up doing with my spaghetti squash, which I ended up using it in risotto and just little like dishes, because how they break up and everything is very minute, so you don't want it to be like a main thing unless you were to do it as like cut it in the actual slabs themselves and everything. But yeah, definitely one to try, but I would 100% recommend it if you do grow it, that you like the taste of a standard squash, or like I said, the sweet consistency. If you're not a fan of those, I probably wouldn't recommend personally, but yeah, always nice to try something new. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you've ever grown mashed potato squash, if you tried it, or if this has actually encouraged you to grow it this year. Let me know below. I'll see you in my next video. Bye. I got 2. Oh no. Let's start again.